Maybe just out of it. We have some other trails going across this impoundment.
Oh yeah, fresh one.
Could be otter.
What?
Do you see scat?
Oh, look at the fresh stump. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's very fresh.
Still smell the resin.
Yep. Yeah, it might be over here.
Over here?
Yep. Yeah, see there's more chew right over here. Fresh chew. Another one here. Yeah, so this side looks...
There's a little lodge as you follow this needle going out there. There's a lodge way up there.
Yeah. It's a good thing
Okay, so
for you guys.
he says they're maintaining this dam here and causing the water to flow over that way. And it's now flooded so much we can't get through. Or we could if we
Might be able
don't mind getting
to tiptoe
wet.
across that.
The bank lodge is at the end of this peninsula. What the hell?
So all this stuff sticking up in front of the lodge then is the food cache?
All this is food cache.
All
Okay.
up there. Yeah. So it looks like what they're doing, their entrance must be on that side, right
where
next
it's
to the food cache. They're actually going underneath the food cache, and you can see where there's open water over there, right over to that dam. So they've been working on that dam as well.
Why would they want to dam that up?
It just drives them crazy.
Yeah.
They can hear it from their bedroom.
Because this split off. This is Honeybrook here, and that area split off, right, Liz?
Yes.
Over there.
Wait, this is Honeybrook here?
Yeah, this is the same
Right.
thing that we saw the initial dam that goes down to that culvert, right? So this is all the same.
I think we're looking out at the drop down there.
So where is this water coming from?
That's a small tributary running into here.
Okay.
It's sort of where we were with that other line.
Yeah,
Yes.
in that initial area.
Yeah.
But off to the left is all swamp water coming out of there.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and the leaves don't look like these that are out here. Those came from the water.
Yeah.
They're all black, stained, water stained. And then there's that food cache out there.
Look at that fresh little 1-footer up there on the
Yep.
top.
Yep.
Isn't it cool the way the pine tree is in the middle of it all? Yeah. Very cool. Well, I was going to suggest
Move to that one. Yeah, right there. But there's a lot of fresh chew here. I mean, that birch tree there has just been chewed recently.
Oh, you're not kidding.
So that it's active, but a food cache is definitely something that you need to see.
Could you just repeat that? What was enough out of the 2 out of the 3?
If you have fresh mud on the lodge and recent cuttings, that's 2 out of 3 most likely. It's active, but you really want to see that food cache because there's no food cache. They're not living there for the winter.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to say that it's active.
All right, I hate to say it.
Swim around looking real pissed off, and then they'll slap again.
Just once, yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
this was 6 of them we heard. 3 in rapid succession, then within less than 2-3 minutes.
Yep.
So are there any more questions on there? Now that we've
Oh,
got
probably.
you.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are other questions on here that we can ask while we're here?
Modeling is very difficult to do, and modeling, even the best modeling that you could do, is still a guess.
Okay.
And there's so many variables that would go into it, like you were saying, the types of tree availability, but I would look for areas, and looking at that map, that looks like there's a number of areas where it's flattens out like this, and there's little brooks and streams and things. Those would be the areas that I would check for beaver first. And then it depends on, I mean, if this is active and that's active, you see how close they can be together.
Right, that's amazing. I'm
So-
shocked.
Would
I'll have
that be
to say.
the offspring being sent away for
Could be, yeah, could be, because they're that close. For the other beaver to tolerate them being that close, it's probably related.
Now, in terms of fresh chew,
Yep.
if it isn't obviously fresh, then you can't draw any conclusion. It's
Yeah.
just last year.
So
or
they were
whatever.
here at some
Alright,
point.
okay.
How deep's the water have to be to support them? 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet?
Yeah, the deeper the better, and they usually choose the deepest part so they can get in and out, and for their food cache so that they can drop down, because the ice will only be a certain level, so they want to be able to still be able to move under it. So they usually choose the deepest part of whatever wetland it is.
I don't know if we should even bother to ask all these.
Well, and I think the thing is, your first this is our study questions.
Yeah, and we've
let's run those by you, and if you can, the methodology that we can make this as scientific as possible.
Okay.
That's really what we'd like to do.
Well, I think he already told us.
Right. Well, what they do. I mean,
Yep.
would you consider what you do? That's a scientific
Oh, yeah.
study.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's definitely.
So we could duplicate that.
You could
and,
duplicate that. I would think it would be very hard to get an estimate on population. You can tell colonies. You could do, the purpose of our study was more looking at trends of up and down the number of colonies.
Oh, okay.
Estimating population or individuals is pretty hard to do. I mean, the best you could do is take the number of colonies you have, assume that there's 2 adults, and then the average number of offspring that are in there for a given year, or yearlings. But you don't know if there's one that held on from last year that's still in there, or 2 that are in there. You don't know if all the offspring survived, or if they had a great year and produced, you know, yeah, a lot more offspring. So
Offspring typically hang around for 2 years, don't they? Is that
it depends.
variable?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on food. It depends on resources. Sometimes they'll kick them out after the first year. This time of year, it should be just the adults and this year's offspring. So the ones that were born in the spring.
Do you think when this study started, they went out started with 1 time a year?
What?
When it
Oh, when
started
this,
in '52? Because see, we're just
think so.
we're just getting a handle on them right now,
yeah.
and so I just wondered if they did go out just 1 time or
I know that at the time they didn't have any dedicated biologists, so it was probably just people that wanted to know. So, and this time of year, it's the easiest time of the year to tell if they're there because of that, the presence of the food cache. So, if you are going to do it, and if you have limited resources, this is the time of year to do it. Because otherwise, you're guessing, and then you're breaching the dam a little bit to see if they're fixing it, and
Going back.
yeah, you're visiting a site 3-4 times sometimes to make sure that they're here. This is just one and done. You find the lodge, you find the food cache, you can walk away.
Go to the next place.
Well, it's become clear to us that, I mean, this refuge really doesn't have too many streams except for Taylor Brook and Honey Brook, where you can actually see the stream. It's more of this type of thing, this
little
wetland,
wetlands.
drainage ditch types of things, and seepages and all of that. So we're going to have to look at every piece of water on the refuge, really.
Yeah, I think that would be a good start to everything, is go out and GPS or map these areas to start to do a formal survey. And then just like the map that I handed you, mark each little area so that you can go and survey these areas individually.
Right.
If it's this, because like this, you've got to get around on both sides, so sometimes it helps to go 2 people for each one to walk each side.
Yeah, that's what we
And this
should
is
do.
shouting distance across, so you could talk to each other.
Right.
And
Yeah,
tell each
that's-
other what do you see, like, oh, I found a lodge, can you see a food cache over there? Because if you're on this side, you can't see a food
Right,
cache.
yeah.
And just even looking at that, I don't see any fresh new sticks on top of it. So I would really question it, but if somebody on the other side saw a food cache, you're done.
Yeah.